Hey, what's up? It's your boy JP clocking in with you guys. And what I'm going to be talking about today is, man, what the fuck happened to us as a society? You know, why does everything feel so fucking meaningless, bro? Everything is so diluted, everything is so dumbed down, everything has no soul, has no spirit, has no nothing grabs you anymore, bro. It's like, oh, okay, this is there, that's over there. Okay, great. Everything looks fucking like a fucking corporate bullshit piece of fucking matter that's just there to fill the void, to fucking make money. And it's like, what happened to us as a group? Like, how do we fall? How have we fallen this fucking far where it's like everything around us is depressing us, bro. From the fucking grass, from the fucking building designs, from the fucking car designs, from the roads, from the television shows, from the music, from the movies, from the people, from the political side of things, from the sports, even from the religion, whatever religion you fucking believe in. Church is just a fucking, a nightclub for, holier than thou motherfuckers. And it's like, how have we fallen this far, I'm not gonna sit here and say that, back in the day was all peachy keen and it was all great. It had its problems. We had our problems. We had our conflicts. It had very much things that was wrong with the world at the time, but it feels as though back in the day, man, we had spirit, man. We had fire, bro. Look at look at those old cars from back in the day, man. Just the cars in general, bro. The cars were fucking amazing, bro. They were amazing, bro. Like those cars you see off like the Fast and Furious movies, bro. Like the 1970 Chevelle, the 1969 Mustang. The Corvette and all these nice cars, man. So much. When you see those type of cars, they grab you. It has a elegance about it. It has a you can tell that there was tact behind making that car. There was precision. It took time to design and make that car, bro. You can tell that work was put into that. Somebody really thought about it, sat down, and made it into being. Just from the imagination of somebody. But nowadays it's like you have the Tesla fucking Cybertruck bullshit, fucking terrible. All the cars are following suit. They look like soulless transformer bots, transformer cars, and it's like there's no spirit and soul into any of that shit, bro. It's just all fucking AI imagined bullshit that, somebody's in a fucking lab, somebody's in a factory and say, AI, design a car for the next year. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we're going to go with that one. And that's where I see us as a society, bro. Everything just so automated and so soulless, and it has no meaning. It has no no type of fucking purpose. It's just made to just pump out material to fucking consume the masses, consume and die, consume and die, consume and die, consume and die. You know, and that's just one of the things that's wrong with this current world today. I feel as though as a people, man, we've been this telephone, this phone that we have, bro. It rewired something in our brain over a period of time that I don't think we can ever get back. I don't know what it is, bro. I can't put into words. I'm not a psychology major. I'm not a tech guru. So I don't know the long lasting effects of social media and the telephone, but it has definitely done something to people that wasn't there before social media became a thing. Because I remember before social media, before the internet, we were different people. Like we were different. Like you know, people people savored the things that was in front of them. You didn't know about what other people were doing outside of your house, outside of your neighborhood. You were only focused on what was in front of you. You only was focused on what you had to do to improve your life. You wasn't constantly comparing yourself to people on social media. And I'm not saying comparison wasn't a thing back in the day. It was. But it wasn't as bad as it is now, where you're comparing yourself to thousands of people scrolling mindlessly for hours, and then it's overriding your fucking dopamine sensors. It's burning out your brain. Nowadays, bro, we're so desensitized by everything. Like, nothing really gets people happy anymore. It's like they look at things and they say, you know what, I should feel something about this, but I just don't. I can't muster up the chemical reactions in my brain to feel euphoria for what I'm seeing. It's just whatever. It's just whatever. Whatever. I'm just seeing this, and my brain's processing it to a degree, and okay, what's the next thing? I feel like our brains has been hot shotted to hell by this technology, bro. Nothing. There's no thrill of life anymore, bro. The thrill of life is gone. So I digress and say, back to the subject, what the fuck happened to us, and what the fuck happened to society, bro? What happened? What happened? I talked about the cars, and you can go down the list of everything, bro. You can go down the list, bro. The cars are fucking terrible. The movies are woke and fucking terrible. The music is fucking mindless, rambling bullshit. The sports are diluted and woke and fucking soft. The politics has gotten more divisive than ever. Religion is a joke now. It's a joke. Religion was made, we know religion was made to domesticate the masses, and it's not even doing that. Because when you go outside, it's the fucking wild, wild west out there. Religion can't even control people anymore. And it's like society has gotten so soulless that, you close your blinds because you don't even want to let the energy of the simulation out there get into your household. That's how bad it is. Like, I'm in my house, and early in the morning, I'm seeing the cattle move, the cattle getting ready to go out there and fucking work. I'm seeing everybody moving. I just close my blinds. I don't even want that energy to enter my household. I don't want the energy of seeing people and knowing in my head where they're going, what they're going to do, what their mood is. I don't want to see the simulation. Close my blinds, blackout curtains, and, I stay in my house. And it's just what it is, man. It's gotten to a point where it's just, guys, it's just like, I don't know if we can ever be the people we were before technology. I don't think so. I think those versions of us is dead and gone forever. Even if, like, people like to say, oh, the dead internet theory, internet's going to go away. Okay, great. It goes away. But the effects of the internet, the effects of social media is going to last. It's going to still be in effect even if it went away tomorrow. It will take a while for the effects of the internet and technology to wear off. It probably won't even translate until the next generation grows up without it. And it's like, guys, it's gotten so fucking bad, you guys. It's gotten bad. And I really want to know you guys' opinions, bro. Do you guys notice, like, in society, that you go out there and no one's happy. No one's happy. Everyone's desensitized by it because everything around us is made to depress us. Is made to, keep us in line. Endless distractions. The designs of everything is depressing. I want you guys to really notice it. Like, when you go out into society, everybody's either angry, rude, stuck up, brutally egotistical, narcissist, bullies, and it's just not a good atmosphere to want to be in, as far as whether you want to make friends or find luck in the dating market. It's all around. It's fucking bad, bro. That's bad, bro. Society is a powder keg right now, waiting to explode. I don't see how long we can do this shit. Something's got to give at this point, man. Something's got to give. And more people are born here every day. The population of the United States, more people are getting born here And people from my generation are smartening up and not having kids, just like me. And they're panicking right now. The wolves are panicking because the sheep are not reproducing. But who would want to reproduce in this fucking shit? Look at it. If you don't have no emotional bias, if you take emotional bias out of it, if you take your beliefs out of it, if you take, if you take, toxic positivity out of it and really analyze and understand society for what it is at its core, no one will want to bring kids here. No one. No one. No one. You know, if you take emotion out of it and see this world and society for what it truly is, it's just a capitalistic, soulless jungle, that they incentivize the 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 citizens of that jungle to reproduce as much as possible so they can have an endless supply of fucking slaves. The soul harvesting farm continues and they continue their fucking dominion on this earth. They want you to have a kid so your kid could fucking work at Taco Bell for 45 fucking years, and make the CEO of that company rich, you know. But back to the subject, guys. What happened? I want to know you guys' opinion. What happened? What happened to the world we grew up in? I understand times change. You can't stay in the past forever, and you gotta understand that things move forward, things evolve, but my thing is, we haven't evolved. We devolved. We've gotten stupider. Everything has gotten worse. When people like to say, "Oh, everything evolves," we haven't evolved, man. The only thing that's evolved is the technology. Technology has evolved. Society itself hasn't evolved. Everything has gotten fucking worse. The pay rate has gotten worse. The movies has gotten worse. The music has gotten worse. Politics has gotten worse. Sports has gotten worse. The morale of people have gotten worse. The state of children has gotten worse. The literacy rate has gotten worse. Marriages has gotten worse. Relationships, friendships, loyalty, trust, all this stuff has gotten fucking worse. So I'm sitting here saying, how have we evolved? The only thing that is evolving is technology, and technology is nothing but a bunch of wires and a fucking motherboard connecting with one another to make something happen. That's all technology is. But how have we evolved? How have the human race evolved? How have the things that we made evolved? When the rich are continue getting richer and everyone's getting poorer, like this year, I've seen more homeless people in this 1 year that I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, something's got to give, you guys. And at this point, everyone I know is secretly hoping for a fucking collapse, an apocalypse, a virus to finally fucking put everybody out of its misery. That's almost everybody I know. They want this shit to end. They are tired of this shit. They are tired of working their ass off and not having nothing to show for it. They are tired of people telling them, "Oh, just work hard, you'll be all right. Just work hard, you will get somewhere." Or, go to college, do everything, and they're tired of that shit. People are not buying it anymore. People are not drinking the Kool-Aid, bro, of fucking having a kid and getting married and going to college and buying a house and save. And you'll know, bro, because at this fucking point in society today, success is about who you know and who you fucking blow. At this fucking point. I'm going to say that again. Getting successful today is about who you know and who you fucking blow. So so tell me, you guys, what is the point? What's the point, bro? Like, everything from your childhood to up until now is just to fucking, just to try to throw you off from the real realities of this fucking miserable jungle. Everything. So my question is, how have we gotten, like, what happened? What happened? You know, I'm ending the video right here. Leave a comment down below, subscribe, share. I'm always down to talk with you guys. It's your boy JP, and I'm clocking out.